connection to this computer. Yeah. Hello guys, welcome to the session on AWS, Amazon Web Services. So this introduction session guys. So in this session, what I'm going to do is, I will brief you what is AWS, Amazon Web Services, and what are the differences between AWS and Azure, because many people think all the clouds are same. No guys, it is a bit different. AWS is different and Azure is different. I will give you an overview in a high level, and we'll see how to create a free account with the AWS, and add the payment method, and we'll able to be signed into the account. Then we'll also discuss how to practice the lab guys. So basically, this AWS course what I'm giving is for AWS Solution Architect Associate guys. So this is overall around 35 to 40 hours of session. So every day the session will be there for 70 minutes. 70 minutes I will be giving you the session guys. Let's say for example, um, yeah. So every day I'll be talking around 70 minutes. I will directly make you people to go into the practical guys. I'm not going to give any generic GAN here, and no PPT presentations. No, I will cover the theory part which is required to do practical. So so most of the time you will have you'll be seeing all the videos, like around 35 videos. Every video will be having a practical session. There will be no theory sessions in this training. And I'm not going to use any PowerPoint presentations. For if I want to tell anything, if I want to make a notes, I'll use Notepad for the notes. And if I want to explain any architecture diagrams, I will use MS Paint to explain the architecture diagrams. um, so that's what guys. And as I told, 70 minutes will be the session, and I'll open the bridge 5 minutes before the meeting time. And after the session, we can discuss the doubts around 15 minutes guys. So the 70 minutes will be the total session which I'll be going to record, and 5 minutes of your doubts. So remaining 10 to 15 minutes, all the students whoever are practicing the labs, we can, if they have any, definitely who are the starters on AWS, they will have few queries, few issues which they will be not able to resolve, right? So we'll be discussing those for those 15 minutes. And so what we are going to discuss in this session guys, like we'll discuss about basics of cloud, what is the need to migrate for cloud, and AWS versus Azure. So many people think both are same guys, but it is not same. Azure is bit different. It has more features, or AWS also more features. Both has their advantages and disadvantages. So for this training course, we will stick only to AWS. Azure training batch we will be starting after this completion, guys. We'll also discuss how to create a free account with AWS, and free account login and usage, and how to practice the lab. So this is what we are going to discuss in today's class. So certification guys, forgot about certification. I will take a one day class for certification, how to prepare, and resources where you need to refer, white papers, and a few dumps which will be a previously asked questions or something like that. So I will give you a proper roadmap of how to prepare for the certification guys. So as per my intention, certificate is not mandatory. So, but certification is used in countries like Australia, UK, and US, just to shortlist your resume. In India, it is not required to certificate to shortlist a resume. Even though you do certification, when you don't have a practical knowledge, you will be not able to clear the interview. So just focus only in the technical knowledge in this course, guys. Forget about the certification now. Let's not discuss about this right now. And two things, guys. I want everyone to be wary about this one. So one is like, if you have any technical doubt, say for example, you can stop me at you can stop and ask. You can unmute yourself and you can ask me. And second thing is like, say for example, if I'm explaining you EC2 in AWS, okay. So if you are already aware of AWS, or if you have minor knowledge about AWS, or if you are expert about AWS, you don't come and ask a doubt which is related to S3, because it will not help anyone, and it is waste of the time, because this training session is not yet. If you want to ask any doubts on S3 when I'm explaining about EC2, you can join 5 minutes before the meeting, or you can just wait until the session is completed. So when I'm explaining about EC2, let's stick only to EC2. So because I'm following a pattern, like first I'll give introduction to today's class. Let's consider as introduction and creating a free tier account. Then we will discuss about VPC. Then we'll discuss about EC2. Then we'll discuss about S3. Then we'll discuss about storage. Then we'll discuss about DevOps tools. Then we'll discuss about development tools. Then IAM. Then see lot of AWS topics I'm going to cover, guys. And one frequently asked question from the students here is, sir, you are covering almost 70% of the AWS topics. What about remaining 30%, guys? So no company will use all the AWS products, guys. There are, say for example, media services are there. So most of the companies will not use these media services, machine learning algorithms. So there are a huge number of algorithms in here. So everyone will not use all the functions which are offered by AWS. So for this associate architect certificate, which is required, I'm doing a practical, and I'm giving a training on those topics, which will cover almost 85% of the certification topics, guys. Okay. So that's about the method how we are going to take this training and all. So now let us discuss what is cloud, what is the need for migration of cloud, right? Okay, let's assume HDFC Bank, okay, www.hdfcbank.com. Okay, so those who are having account with this bank, so if they want to do any transaction like account transaction, right? So what they will do is account, they will add the money, transfer the money, do fixed deposits. So they do some operations with this one. So you are not going anywhere to the bank, because they are giving a web application as a service, and you'll be able to do. But what exactly happens in the background, right? So for you, it is simple. You are opening a web browser and you're typing an URL, and you're working with this one. So in at the background, what exactly HDFC will do is, let me give you a overview. HDFC Bank will have a data center, guys. So what is data center, you might ask? Okay, so data center is something like, just type data center here, go to the images. Yeah. So this is something which will look like data center, guys. It is a large warehouse where you will have storage devices, infrastructure devices, network devices, and power backups, everything. All the storage devices will be there in one location. So this is called data center. So what this data center will do? They will have servers, firewalls, network devices, load balancers, auto scaling devices, and databases. So like this, they will have a lot of things which are required to run this particular URL. So they need to store the customer database. They need database. So to deploy their application, they need servers. For the security reasons, they need firewalls. and load balancers are required to distribute the load when huge traffic is coming. Like this, there are different type of services or infrastructure tools will be available in the data center. So if you need to maintain a data center, so many banks, so most of the banks will have a data center, guys. Let's assume any other sector like pharma, then real estate, then job hiring portals like Naukri or some Seek, like that. So all these people, these are on other some startups. Okay, so all these guys cannot afford a data center, right? So data center. So in order to do this data center setup, so what all you need? So these data centers. So in order to set up these data centers, so you need to have some particular infrastructure, right? So what all infrastructure? So for example, you need a land, a real estate land, land to build the data center, right? You need some land, and you need to have a proper power to supply the power, and you need to have AC, like air conditioning, just to make the server not to burst if they are over processed. And you need to have a proper network, right? So let's say you cannot I have a land near forest which is very cheap. You cannot go and keep the data centers in that forest, because you also need to have a proper network which will have high speed tunnel networks to provide best services. Then what else you need? You need a transport facilities. Then you need a manpower to manage this data warehouse, database and all, right? So this process, in order to get approvals for this process from the government organizations and all, you need minimum around 6 months of time, guys. So how much time you need? You need around minimum, I'm telling, 6 months of time. Forget about big companies like Google, Facebook and all. They manage their own data centers because of their business constraints or other factors. So 6 months of time is a huge investment, right? So let's say I'm doing a startup. So for this startup, if I want to manage, create a data center on my own, it is very hard for me to do. So that's where cloud is coming into picture. So cloud means not only AWS, guys. There are multiple cloud vendors, like GCP is there, AWS. Second one is Azure is the nextly after AWS. Azure is the one. Then you have GCP. Then you have Alibaba. So then you have IBM. Then you have Oracle. So these are the major cloud providers, guys. So like AWS is the major one who is offering too much, having so much of client footprint. Azure is also having very good client footprint, whereas GCP has just entered into the challengers mode. If you see the magic quadrant, so you can just type like cloud magic quadrant. So you can just, sorry. So if you see here, these are challengers and these are leaders, guys. AWS is the leader. Next to AWS, Microsoft is there. Then Google has just entered from challengers into leaders. Next, Alibaba. Alibaba is nothing but it is also AWS, guys, but it is a China piece, like copy of AWS web services, just 20% of renaming in the terminologies. All the terminologies of AWS will be similar to will be there in Alibaba as well. So if you know AWS, if you can spend some 5 to 6 hours of time in with Alibaba Cloud, you can easily work with Alibaba Cloud as well. Then you have Oracle and you have IBM, and there are other clouds like Huawei and other vendors. So, but these are the major cloud providers in the current market, guys. So now, first, so in career perspective, whoever are not working or whoever are planning to shift their technology and the job, I strongly recommend to learn about AWS, then to learn some DevOps tools, some DevOps tools like Jenkins, Git, Maven, and Dockers, Chef, Ansible, Ansible playbooks as well, Puppet, and Kubernetes. So to learn all these DevOps tools, you need at least minimum 50 to 60 hours, including hands-on experience, guys. Then once you know AWS and these DevOps tools, then you can go for Azure. So because the Azure base is too high, once you know the DevOps, so Azure will provide platforms for all these DevOps tools. It is very easy once you know these core tools to implement in Azure. Then if you are still interested, you can go for GCP, guys. So this is what the learning I recommend for all cloud transformers who are doing from actual jobs. So now let us discuss some few terminologies, guys, like IaaS and PaaS. Let me write like this. And SaaS. And there is some new thing which is coming, guys, like XaaS. So IaaS is nothing but infrastructure as a service. So what exactly people will give in infrastructure as a service? One, for example, AWS is an example, guys. So what AWS is giving for all the customers? They are going to give servers, network devices, as I told, load balancers, auto scalings, databases, guard duties, web application firewalls, and many. There we are going to do all those things in our AWS training. So here, when you say infrastructure as a service, what we are giving is anything as a service. Like for example, XaaS means anything as a service, right? So here we are giving infrastructure, means we are going to give you the infrastructure so that you no need to create your own data center. So if you want to create your own data centers, you need to invest around minimum 10 crores of data centers, then 6 months of time. Time to market will be very less. So all the startups will, will take too much time and risk for implementing these data centers. Now there are, as I told, these are the leading vendors in the market. So these leading vendors in the market, what they do is they provide these are the terminologies, guys. They provide infrastructure. So they give you all the servers, network devices, load balancers, whatever you need. They provide you as an infrastructure as a service. So here, they're not vendor is only responsible. Vendor is responsible and manages infrastructure. Here vendor will not see what database schemas are you writing, what application you are deploying, is it a Java or he doesn't care anything. He will give you a server. Server is nothing but EC2 instance, which we are going to discuss in our next classes. He will give you EC2 instance, so it might be either Linux machine or Windows machine. So he will just give you the hardware device. Like assume how you are having a laptop in front of you, like that a server machine will be given to you over the web browser or the web application, or that is called cloud, okay, infrastructure. So then you can install whatever you need. You can manage the servers on your own. So that is called as infrastructure service. Second one is like platform as a service, guys. So in this platform as a service model, they're not going to give you any infrastructure, okay. So here what exactly happens is, so let me quote an example to understand better. So you have purchased, I mean, you have rented a home with fully furnished apartment. When you come to infrastructure service, you have rented an apartment with unfurnished, semi unfurnished. So when you say unfurnished, you will have an apartment, the doors, windows, flooring, everything will be available for you. Bedrooms, bathrooms, everything will be there for you. So that is called infrastructure. But when you say platform service, here these guys will give you everything whichever is required for you. They provide you beds, they provide you refrigerators, they provide you washing machines, ovens, grills, kitchen utilities, each and everything they will provide you. But there is one disadvantage here, guys, in platform as service. So the disadvantage is nothing but, let's say today you are say for example you like Sony TV, okay? You like Sony TV, but the flat owner, apartment owner would be provided you Panasonic TV. You when you go and ask the owner, boss, I don't want this Panasonic TV. I like Sony TV. Can you replace it? No, he will not replace. This is the platform what I have given you fully furnished flat with Panasonic TV and other things. You must come and use it. If you don't like the brand or something like that, I cannot change it. This is what platform as a service model will give you. The third type is like software as a service, right? So here, for example, as we told, HDFC Bank is there. So this is the best example, guys. So as a banking customer, you will have only the end URL. So once you launch this URL in your browser, you will be able to do your transfers. Then you can deposit the money. You can save the money like this. So you don't worry what on what platform they deployed, either Windows or Linux. It doesn't matter. All the vendors are going to give just a software as a service for the end customers. That is called software. Next, XaaS is anything as a service, guys. So these are some few interview questions which are not useful, but they're asking nowadays. XaaS means, like, for example, other than platform, other than infrastructure, other than software, if you are providing anything as a service, that will be considered as XaaS. So let us see how to create Amazon AWS. As I told, difference between AWS and Azure, right? So AWS is more into infrastructure as a service, guys. So AWS is more into infrastructure as a service, whereas Azure is more into platform as a service. For example, AWS will give their missions to you, servers to you. Even Azure will give all those things. But Azure is more, since they are from a long time, right? AWS was introduced in 2006, but Azure was there from long time. So what Azure will do is they provide you a platform. You can just bring your application, deploy there, and you can use it. So more customers are, instead of managing their infrastructure, say for example, if you want to manage this infrastructure, you need to design the architecture. You need a solution architect for that. Then you to maintain that, you need a security architect. Then to take a backups and other things, you need some support engineers. So when you take infrastructure as a service, these are the disadvantages. But if you are using platform as a service, so everything on the backups will be automatically taken into snapshots, and scheduled backups will be there, and securities will be taken care by them. Platform, just you can bring your application. Say for example, you developed a Java application, bring your war file, bring your database schema, just push it to the platform, and you can use it. So that's how simple platform as a service is. So most of the Azure customers are more into platform as a service. So if you see, that's the reason I told, if you can first complete DevOps tools, then it will be easy for you to learn Azure, because most of the DevOps tools will be provided as a platform as a service in Azure environment. So let us see how to create a AWS free tier account, guys.
So Harish, before going to the the session on AWS account creation,
Yep.
one fundamental question. So which are all the cloud concepts which are all very common to before going to the AWS or Azure or GCP or any other cloud vendors to understand their infra as well as the platform as service or a software as service, right? What are all the core cloud concepts we need to go through before going to the starting the session? If
Yeah.
you given this, so that will definitely kind of an
Yeah.
understanding for us, definitely.
Correct. Correct. I know who is this, by the way.
This is here.
Yeah, yeah. So Chandan, yeah, very good question. So I'll be covering that as a part of this, introductory session at the end. I thought of covering. So, anyways, you asked at the right moment. So, see, there are, as I told, these are the cloud providers, right? AWS, Azure, GCP, Alibaba, IBM, Oracle. So the platform for all these cloud services would be similar, but they will not reveal on how they are going to provide the service for you, right? So mostly VPC, virtual private cloud, one part will be there. So in AWS it will be called VCP. In Azure also it will call VCP. In GCP they might call you some different. I am not aware about GCP. In Alibaba it is same again, VCP they call. So then compute is there, easy to compute they say. In I'm telling about Azure like AWS. In Azure also it will be same. The components will be same. So in VPC what they are going to do is they will have virtual private cloud, subnets, IP addresses, then route tables, then security groups, then network ACLs, then transit gateways, then VPC peerings, see, elastic IPs. So these are the components which are coming in the VPC. This is called networking part. Okay. Similarly, here it is a compute part. So compute part is more as servers they will have, then different type of servers like Linux servers, Windows servers, uh, and other like load balancers you will have, auto scaling systems you will have, then console session managers you will have, then you will have key pairs. These key pairs are used to log into Linux machine. We will cover that in our sessions. So like this, you will have compute session. Next one is storage like S3. S3 in Amazon they call as simple storage service. This is for storage. So in Amazon you have S3, you have, then you have a Glacier, then you have backup AWS backup you have, then you have NFS, NFX. So like this, you will have different products in storage. Then after storage, you will have databases. So in databases, like you have RDS. RDS is like a relational database systems. So AWS will provide multi-agent database. Like this will see this like this is an example for platform as a service, guys. So RDS is best example for platform as a service. So because here you can use MySQL or MS SQL or Oracle or any database like MongoDB or something like. Then DocumentDB you have, DynamoDB you have, Redshift you have. So like this different type of databases are there. Then you have development tools. So the list will go like this. Then CloudWatch logs you have. Then IAM. IAM is nothing but identity access management. Here you can create the users, give the access to the particular Amazon service. So these are the terminologies, or these are the in a high level concepts for AWS. Similarly, Azure will have this one, GCP will have, Alibaba will have. So what you need to understand is, so when we discuss about VPC, we are going to discuss around 1 week. When EC2, 1.5 week, storage 1 week, database almost 3 to 4 days. Then other tools we'll cover in the final. Then we'll say how to read certification. So at the end of the course, you will understand how technically the cloud is architected. All the clouds architecture will be similar, but the terminologies and the way the service and the downtime or the customer service will give their brand. See, Alibaba will give more features than AWS with very less cost. But why people are preferring AWS? Because of the brand security, the brand image. So people prefer secured in AWS instead of Alibaba. So that's how this will be there. So to learn all these things, what I am not going to cover in this AWS training is, but you need to have prior knowledge for AWS is prior knowledge on network. I will teach you guys. Network in VPC I will teach in detail what are IP addresses, subnets, and I will start because VPC is very important topic, which will be there in all the clouds. So that's why I'll teach network. What you need to do, you need to have a hands-on knowledge on Linux machines. Linux machines commands like user creations, user permissions, uh, file permissions, editors, then LVMs, logical volume managers, then storage mountings, then few other basic concepts of Linux. These are the things which you need to prepare on your own, because I'm not going to cover Linux training. This is not Linux training. If I want to cover that, that will be an additional 6 to 7 hours, guys. So this training is only to AWS. So you spend some time. Suppose if you are not from Linux background, you spend some time to understand about Linux. And also Windows also will be there, guys. When I say EC2, EC2 will be not there only for Linux. EC2 means elastic cloud compute, means you can either take Linux machines or Ubuntu machines. In Linux you will have different operating systems, like from Red Hat you have SUSE, you have then Ubuntu, you have like that. So all those we will discuss in details in further sessions. So to create a free tier account, what exactly you need? You need your debit card or credit card with you, and to work with AWS account, basics of Linux knowledge will be a very added advantage. Even though if you don't know, you can start the AWS training today. You can learn on your own. Spend some additional half an hour or 1 hour. If you know Linux, say for example, if I'm completing the lab in 1 hour, you will be also able to complete the lab in 1 hour, because you know all the Linux commands and you will be working very fast. Any other questions, guys, before I show how to create a AWS free tier account today?
No, Harish. Thanks. We are good. Thank you.
Yeah. So I already have a AWS account logged in here. Let me log out here. Just click on sign into console, guys. So you can just go to Google search. Let me come from Google search because many people are new here. AWS console account creation. So just click on the first one. Click on sign into console. So create a new AWS account. So this is similar to an account which very easy, guys, like how you create a Gmail, similar one. So let me give my email address here, password. So this is account name, AWS account name. You can give the account name, what name it should be here. So then click on continue. So is it for professional or is it for personal? So when you say personal, you'll most of the, so you can use all the products, guys. AWS services says that you can select professional or personal. I will just select professional right now. And company, I'll just give some new technologies. Let's say I'll give 9 technologies. Okay. So then you can give your mobile number, guys. So currently I'm in Australia. My mobile number is this one. And region I'll select as Australia. So let me try with my India number, guys. postcode 560064 36. So now once you the third part will be the payment part. So here you can see most of the time you try to use your credit card because debit card many of the students told it is not getting activated. But for me, I'm trying debit card. 4585 debit card, guys. That's the reason is there. So you can use your credit card. They will detect only $1 or max $2. They'll refund those $2 again back to you guys. So what I will do is I have my other account. Let me log in with that account and to show to you. Yeah. So once you know your details, debit card or credit card details are validated successfully. So this is the guys. If you log in, you can see it like this one. So if you click on services, you will be able to see all the EC2 services. So for example, as I explained here, right? VPC is there, EC2, S3, database, development, CloudWatch, IAM. So you can see all those things here. You can see, the network under network and component. You can see the VPC here. So then you can see the EC2 here under compute. Then under storage, you can see the S3, EFX, FSX, Glacier, storage gateways and all. Then under database, you can see RDS, DynamoDB, Elastic Cache, Redshift, all these things. So then we are going to discuss few more topics on how operation will work, auto scaling will work, then CloudWatch logs, these important guys, CloudWatch and IAM. So here you are going to add the users, delete users, other things. So guard duties, web application firewalls. And if time permits, I will also cover one of the most important topic for testers, guys. Suppose if you are from testing background, this is very, very important, device form. So this is morely used for mobile testing. So they will provide you the actual mobile devices through cloud. You can upload your scripts and you can execute your test cases through device form, or you can do manual testing in the real mobile devices. So uh, that's it for today's, guys. So today you can just directly go and create the AWS account, or uh, if you want to practice. See, the best way how I suggest all the students, guys. So 70 minutes is the training session what I'm going to cover. So just watch this video every day. I'll upload this video back. So for example, 1 hour, you watch this video for 1 hour and make a notes. Then in next hour, in next 1 hour, you'd spend the time, create the lab, complete the lab on that day. Every day, if you can complete the lab, definitely you will. If you are a freebie or fresher, you will have hundreds of doors. So I'll provide my WhatsApp number for you guys. You can directly reach out to me to solve your lab issues. I'll be available all the time. And also um, around 600 to 750 rupees would be your lab cost. So why this? Because sometimes when you practice your lab, right, so you will not shut down all the services of Amazon. So when you say free services, yes, Amazon is providing you some free services. Some are not free services, but still those topics are important, guys. I strongly recommend you to practice the lab, shut down the systems as soon as possible. If you don't shut down, then this 600, 700 cost will be there for the entire course. So this is not a big amount. So no need to worry about this calls, but you must know when to shut down your services, what systems are getting charged, and we will have a dedicated session for cost, how to control the cost with AWS services. So that's all for today, guys. See, I'm going to upload this video, and you can consider this as a demo video, and our batch will start on August 1st, guys. So August 1st, 2020, this is the batch start time. So batch timings are evening 5:30, evening 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. So this is the batch timing for India people, guys, IST. And for people who are attending from Australia, so from 10 to 11 is the course. At max, it will go around 10 minutes, guys, after this one. And for people who are attending from US and Canada, it is morning 8 p.m. 8 a.m. To 9 a.m., guys. So I just got these timings so that everyone, there are some couple of participants who are attending from UK, so their timing would be afternoon around 2:30, guys. So that this is the best feasible time which I can fit for all the participants. And regarding this course fee, see, I'm starting this batch as a pilot batch. Yeah, before this batch, I have given in AWS Telugu, because there were many people who are requesting to give on Telugu. So let me consider this as a pilot batch as well. And the course fee is 5,000 rupees, guys. And this is one time payable. So uh, no other additional charges. For the entire course, you will have 5,000 rupees. For other guys, you can transfer $100 for Australian Canada, guys. So that's what about just because we need to purchase these Zoom licenses, we need to upload these videos, and there are some housekeeping work. So I'm just charging for those. So because there is one friend executive lady who is doing all this work. So that's all about the introduction, guys. I'll share my WhatsApp number who are enrolling for this course. So you can always, if you have any doubts, you can just let me know. We can connect and we can do. And also one more thing, guys, the session will be there from Monday to Saturday. Sunday we will not have any session. Sunday, if someone are practicing, if you have doubts, I will be available to resolve these doubts. Okay. Any queries, guys, before I wind up this today's session? See, tomorrow's session we are going to start on VPC, guys. So as I told, VPC will have all these things. So we'll discuss about subnets, IP address, route tables, security groups, network ACLs, transit gateways, inbound, outbound rules, then VPC pairings, elastic likes, network things, elastic IPs, all those things, egress, only internet gateways. So this VPC will go for around 5 days, guys. So any query? Okay, guys, thanks for joining the session. I'll be uploading this session and I'll be sharing the link soon.